an NFT? You're probably watching this video because you've seen it all over the news every single day, from CryptoPunks to Bored Ape Yacht Clubs and NBA Top Shot selling these digital pieces of artwork or highlight reels of sporting events for millions of dollars, which has caught your attention, and you're saying to yourself, how do I even get in on the action? What is an NFT? How does this technology work? What's the explanation behind it? Well, look no further, because this video is going to break it down for you, and I'm going to use a simple explanation of something that you already know to be able to bring all of the pieces together so that you have the ability of understanding NFTs, having the ability to either buy them or create your own if you are an artist or a creator. So let's break down the NFT and simplify it to something that you already know. All right, have you ever been to Dave & Buster's? You know, the place where you can go and play all of the games. Everybody knows Dave & Buster's. And if you haven't been, I feel sorry for you. But if you have been there, do you know how you have to buy one of those power cards and you have to load it with your money to get chips put onto this power card so that you have the ability of playing the games and to win prizes? And then sometimes you had certain people in Dave & Buster's who had so many coins on the power card, so they were able to flex, swipe their card all day long and play all of the games. So if you've been to Dave & Buster's, let's think about the power card for a second. Now, let's say Dave & Buster's decided to digitalize that physical power card, and they decided to create 10,000 unique and rare digital power cards for their die-hard fans. And they were never going to create any more of those rare digital cards outside of the 10,000 that exist in the world for people to buy. And since you are a die-hard fan of Dave & Buster's, you decide that you want to be one of 10,000 people who purchases this digital, unique, and rare power card that Dave & Buster's is now offering. We're not going to talk about where you can buy it, but you've come to the mindset that you want to buy this digital power card. And let's explain why you will want to buy it. Now, since you are a die-hard fan of Dave & Buster's, you decide you want to be one of 10,000 people that buys this digital rare and unique power card that Dave & Buster's is offering. You want to be one of 10,000. We're not going to talk about where to buy it, but you've come to the conclusion you want to be one of that 10,000 that has this collectible. So you're probably wondering, well, Don, why would I want to be one of 10,000 people that buys this digital card that's just a JPEG or PNG file? How does that matter? Well, first and foremost, you are officially one of 10,000 people that now has ownership of this, as opposed to millions of people that go to Dave & Buster's. You're one of 10,000. Now think of it like this. Imagine when you're buying designer clothes or you're buying designer bags, from Louis to Gucci, YSL, Birkin. They create scarcity behind these designer pieces of clothing. So when you buy it and there's only a few in the world, you now are one of that few. So by creating that sense of rarity and being one of the few, it now either gives you the ability to flex, or it has real value because there are so many people in the world that want this, but you are the only one of the only ones that has access to it. So first and foremost, the reason why you would even want to get your hands on that Dave & Buster's card is because you're a diehard fan. Secondly, you're now one of 10,000, which increases value, rarity behind it, gives you the ability to flex to say that you have this just like you would from a designer standpoint. And then by having access to this digital card, this NFT, it now comes with benefits with you being an owner of it. So let's go further into how this is valuable to you. Now, remember, you're one of 10,000 people that now owns this unique digital and rare asset that Dave & Buster's has released as an NFT. Now, Dave & Buster's can say, hey, because you are one of 10,000 people, anybody who owns this NFT, we're now going to give you access to special benefits, a special membership, because you are an owner of this NFT. And that can be private gaming events where they could host an event where only those 10,000 NFT holders have access to this private event. They could have VIP, front of the line access, meaning that as long as you can confirm that you are a holder of this NFT, you now get front of the line access. They could give you additional chips for you to be able to play more games because you are a holder. They could put together so many benefits now and long term for everybody that now has ownership of this NFT, these 10,000 people, which you have ownership of. Now, you're probably saying to yourself, well, Don, that sounds like just a membership that's on steroids. Why is it that they can't just give us a physical membership card instead of turning this into this complicated digital NFT that I don't understand? Well, that's a great question. Let's talk about the technology behind the NFT that makes this possible. Now, they could turn this into a physical membership or something of that nature. But the reason why they turned it into an NFT, which is a digital asset, a unique and rare one, is because NFTs live on something called the blockchain. I won't go deep into technicality behind what the blockchain is. All that you need to understand is that the blockchain is a super smart technology, a computer that is a ledger that documents everything for everybody to be able to see, which means that this NFT lives on this blockchain, on this computer. David Buster's now has the ability to authenticate all 10,000 members to ensure that there aren't any fakes. Because as you know, if you look at the Mona Lisa paintings or all of these different paintings out here, there's a lot of fakes and there's no way to truly authenticate which one is the original. But now with the power of the blockchain technology and you being one of 10,000 people that now owns this Dave & Buster's NFT, you now can authenticate that you are the owner of this because it is documented on that chain. And Dave & Buster's can also authenticate and document that you are indeed the owner as well. So now this creates the power of authentication now, which is a benefit to you because now it creates more value since everybody knows transparently that you are a holder, that you are an owner of a real NFT, one of 10,000 that Dave & Buster's has ever released. So by doing it digitally as opposed to giving a physical membership, it creates more authenticity through a technology called the blockchain. Now that we understand that turning it into an NFT creates authenticity and transparency around who the actual owners are, now let's talk about what's even better about NFTs. Remember, Dave & Buster's only released 10,000 of these. Now imagine you're one of 10,000, but there are 100,000 people that want to get their hands on your NFT because of all the benefits that it provides. They are also diehard fans as well. So they're like, I want to get my hands on this unique and rare NFT the same way that if we look at it from designer bags, if there are only a certain amount available and you're walking around with it, people are like, hey, I want to get my hands on that. But when they go to the website, it's sold out, which increases the value because people are like, how do I get my hands on something that I can't have? And that's with everything that goes on in the world today. That's what creates its value. So with this now, you are one in 10,000 people that has ownership of this NFT, but there are 100,000 people that want ownership of it. And they would now pay you in order to retrieve ownership. So the beauty of now having this NFT is that you have the ability of selling the authentic NFT, because remember, like we talked about previously, because of the technology, we can authenticate the real NFT, the real Dave & Buster's unique rare card that you have. It can be authenticated easily by both parties. And now somebody can say, hey, I'm interested in buying your NFT. So now you have the ability of making money from being an owner of that NFT by selling it to somebody else for higher than what you got it for. So for example, when the 10,000 NFTs first released, you might have been able to get it for, let's say, $400. And let's say over time, a year from now, that as Dave & Buster's grows, it becomes more fun as they continue to grow their brand, then now people are like, hey, I want access to this. And now the value could have increased now to, let's say, $1,500. You now have the ability of selling something that you got for $400 for $1,500 because you have authenticated that you are the owner because of the technology.